Since 9/11, it is harder for us to focus on terrorism, which is why it's important that the Democrats and the Republicans do their job. It's harder for us because we've become more distracted. There are distractions everywhere. It doesn't help to say to us, you, the American people, keep an eye out. What? We're not? And a lot of people, when they see something odd, think, especially in your state, in Minneapolis, because you guys empathize with fucking anything. Seriously, how else do you elect Michelle Bachmann? I know she sounds crazy, but maybe it's just me. I mean, it doesn't help us when some of the guidelines that seem to be out there are things like when you go to the airport and you're traveling internationally and they say, did a stranger pack your bags? How does that help you find a terrorist? Because if the person answers yes, you've learned one thing. That person is fucking out of their mind. Oh yeah, I got out the phone book and I'm so tired of packing myself. And I just flipped to a page and closed my eyes and they came right over. And they do a nice thing with socks and I finally learned how to fold my t-shirts. We are distracted. You explain how it's possible that I don't watch the Jersey Shore ever. And yet, I know the names of all the people on that show. I don't think that's right. Even if I didn't have a television or an internet or a cell phone or any other way that I could be communicated with about them. If I had none of those, I would still know the names of two of them. Just by walking into a bookstore, which is where I saw that Snooki and JWoww had both written books. What kind of fucking names are Snooki and JWoww? What adult names their child after a snack treat? I'm in a bookstore. Faulkner, Hemingway, Tolstoy, JWoww, Snooki! Are you shitting me? Makes me pine for Wendover. Because I spent way too much time there, and it doesn't work out well for me. I believe when you read in the paper about me, it'll be something to the effect of noted comedian found shitting on conveyor belt. I just want you to think kindly of me. Because I can't handle it. I can't. I'm there too much, and when you have to, on an almost daily basis, watch people who are flying out of the airport who maybe take a trip once or twice a year and just don't get it, where you hear questions like, well, why can't I bring my lawnmower? I left the gasoline at home. The TSA is bombarded with people on a daily basis, and all I want to do is help them out. I think the federal government should download the list of names of all the terrorists and would-be terrorists, and their photos if they have them, or if they're on Facebook, even better, because you can never have too many friends. So that I can sit there and keep an eye out for these bastards. But, you know, right after the terrorist with the explosives strapped around his dick, and let me just say, I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall when they convinced him to blow his dick off. Seriously, that is a seminar. Tony Robbins, my ass. Right after that occurred, they finally brought into the airports the body scanner. That seemed to upset people. And I felt it was an important step because somebody could show up with a wick coming out of their dick and a bomb up their ass. That's a scenario. I thought of it. It's a scenario. Because that body scanner takes a picture of you naked for just an instant, and that upset a lot of Americans. I'm at the airport too much. I don't give a fuck. If naked, I don't give a shit. Are you kidding me? Anything that gets me through that line fucking faster. 3 years after 9/11, 3 years, I knew all the members of the TSA at my airport in Newark. And so finally, I just finally went to them and said, look, can we cut a deal here? If I show up naked, can I skip the line? Now, there's a group of people who are also upset by this scanner because in order to take that picture of you, you get a little radiation, and that worries some folks. And I know it because I could hear them discussing it on their cell phones. At what point don't you get it? The little radiation scares you? How the fuck do you go to a dentist? The dentist says, we're gonna x-ray your teeth, we're gonna give you a little radiation. And then him and the assistant leap and hide behind a lead bunker. I have to take a moment to explain something to folks in the audience because I know chances are there's a number of you who don't know what Farmville is. If you didn't know what an application is, Farmville is like, from another planet. On Facebook, you can actually create your own cartoon farm. How amazing is that? And wouldn't you want to do it given the chance? Cartoon chickens and cartoon geese and you grow crops, you know, green beans, whatever, tomatoes, whatever you like. Whatever you like. No pot! Don't fucking grow pot! You have a little farm and a little farmhouse and a barn and everything, and it's quite wonderful. And I didn't even know about it until a friend of mine sent me a couple of cartoon ducks. I said, what the fuck is this about? Can I eat them? So people do this because really, everybody's always dreamed of having a fake farm. And I want you to remember to breathe as I make the next statement. There are people who make a living, and I know one, by helping people who have a farm on Farmville. They take care of it because these people don't have time to do it themselves. Makes you rethink farm subsidies, doesn't it? I don't like telling folks what to do with their discretionary income, but occasionally you have to be the adult and say, no! I don't think you know what you're doing here. You're having another human being tend to an imaginary farm. You're having them take care of something that's inside your head. I don't know if the Democrats or the Republicans really know how to deal with the economy at all. But it's amazing that this new party, the Tea Party, believes that it does. I've waited my whole life for there to be a third party. I've been totally intolerant for quite some time of both Democrats and Republicans. But now, the third party shows up. And this is what I fucking got? Be careful what you wish for. I was attracted to them at first. They're a lot like me. They're angry. Anybody knows anger, it's fucking moi. And they're crazy. I'm fucking crazy. And we're angry and we're crazy for exactly the same reason. Because the Democrats make us angry and the Republicans make us crazy. Or switch it around if you wish. Whatever makes you fucking laugh. It's extraordinary. They have convinced a group of people to bust out of their double wides. Yes. Yeah. I'd put video on this cube if I could fucking show you. Busting out of their double wides, dressed as Ben Franklin, holding a kite in one hand and a key in the other, screaming, "Don't tax the rich!" If a group of people, leaders, can convince a group of folks who barely have a pot to piss in that the rich shouldn't be taxed, that is leadership. These are leaders who live in the past and yet want to decide what we do in the future. That doesn't even make for a good movie. You've got one of the gems here. No, you do, don't you? Michelle Bachmann's certainly giving you some amazing press. America won't hear it. Not that many people are going to watch that special. Could be too little, too late. I talk about her, but after a paragraph or so, I begin to have seizures. Then, of course, there was Christine O'Donnell. She's the one who was nominated to be the Republican candidate for the Senate from Delaware, and that was the best Delaware could do. Can you imagine? When a state, I just said that's when you strip them of their statehood. I wish they'd nominated a wallaby. Yeah, a little kangaroo would have been fun to watch on C-SPAN just to see where the critter took a shit. She announced that she had not masturbated in 13 years. Holy fuck. Isn't that something you keep a secret? Or was she so crazy from not masturbating, she just blurted it out? I tell you, if I didn't masturbate for 13 hours, my hands would try to choke me to death. Because my hands love me that much. I would accept Sarah Palin running for the presidency of the United States if she ran from Farmville. I think that would be absolutely splendid. An advertisement with her, she's completely there, and there's cartoon ducks and geese, and there's rows of corn and all sorts of shit. She's got a magnificent home and a beautiful barn, and then Bristol would be standing there with an abstinence-only T-shirt, and Trig, of course, would be there because he's the first baby ever named after math, and if you didn't laugh at that, then you didn't get who the joke was directed at, asshole. And then you'd see in the sky helicopters strafing the elderly, and she'd point out to us where Russian Farmville was. And then she would go down to the river, babbling brook, and pull from it one fish. And she would say, "This is one fish, and now there are 20 fish." And then she would go inside and go to the oven and pull from it a loaf of bread. And she would say, "This is one loaf, and now there are 20. And that, she would say, is her economic policy. I still wouldn't vote for her. But I have to say, I'd poke her.